A few weeks ago, I had a game night with my Japanese friend. We had arranged to play all the usual stuff, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Splatoon, and so on. Between rounds of Smash Brothers, he took out his phone and showed me this. Japanese TikTok was absolutely blowing up with this cute little fruity puzzler, with Japanese content creators screaming and absolutely losing their minds over the simple yet maddening gameplay. When my friend went to the toilet, I found it on the eShop for only 240 yen, less than a cup of coffee. And then we forgot all about Super Smash Bros. And instead spent hours taking turns on what has since become the most viral game of the year, Suika Game. Suika means watermelon, and Game means game. As he was visiting from Osaka and wanted me to show him around Tokyo, we spent the next day walking around, but all we wanted to do was pull out the Switch and play it, even when we were waiting in line for lunch. It is that addictive. Developed by the weirdly titled small studio Aladdin X, Suika Game debuted on the eShop in 2021. It went virtually unnoticed until a few weeks ago, where its sudden viral popularity shot it to the top of the eShop charts, beating out the likes of Mario Kart 8 and Tears of the Kingdom. And somehow it has been downloaded over a whopping 2 million times. Eventually, English-speaking streamers caught onto it, and Aladdin X awkwardly retitled it Watermelon Game with a quickly hobbled together logo, but didn't provide an English language option. But finally, a few days ago, it was made available in eShop territories outside of Japan, with its English name finally decided as Suika Game, and with multiple language options available. So for only a few bucks, is this game really worth your time? And more importantly, is it any good? In this review, I'll not only sing its praises, but highlight the many areas where it could be improved. So let's get into it. The goal of Suika Game is to drop fruits into a box, fusing smaller fruits into bigger fruits. 2 cherries make a grape, 2 grapes make a tangerine, 2 tangerines make an orange, and so on until 2 melons make the titular holy grail, a watermelon. The fruit hierarchy is conveniently displayed on the right as the circle of evolution, but it doesn't take long to remember the order. Each fruit gets bigger, meaning the more fruits you have, the less real estate you have to work with, and the greater the risk of filling up your box gets, causing a game over. But the most satisfying part of Suika Game, and what separates it from other puzzle games, is its physics. As the fruits are round, they will roll around, and when they stop moving, may settle in places you weren't anticipating. Additionally, fusing fruits will create a small burst of inertia around the surrounding fruits, moving them around in unpredictable ways. But this is where the excitement lies. Your fusion could start a chain reaction, fusing a bunch of fruits at once, and these are euphoric moments, especially if you manage to set up a chain reaction that results in a bigger fruit. The goal is to get the highest score as possible, beating your personal best or making the online rankings board. But unofficially, the real goal is to achieve the impossible, creating a watermelon. In most games you won't get to this point, but if you get one, you'll feel like one of those Japanese TikTokers screaming in triumph. I've only managed to do it a few times, and I've never managed to pull off the greatest feat of all, fusing 2 watermelons together to make them disappear and get a massive high score. The only downside of the gameplay I can find is that a game over can be triggered quite easily, especially after a fruit fusion causes another fruit to go over the top of the basket in a way you weren't anticipating. I think the game could make this element of danger more clear, perhaps making the music more tense the more you fill your basket. Still, it's a minor flaw and certainly doesn't make the game any less fun. And that's essentially it. Easy to pick up but impossible to put down, and it's best played in the company of another person. Despite the simple and cute presentation without much happening, it's fun to sit there with a friend, cheer each other on, and scream in delight if you get a watermelon. As you watch fruits slowly move around, you'll hold your breath together and jump up and down if your strategy pays off. I think this is part of why this game blew up virally as it did, as it is a simple yet euphoric social experience. Whether played with a friend on the couch or streamed with your community, it's an easy and exciting event played in short bursts. And speaking of short bursts, for $3 that's really all this game has to offer. The game has precisely 1 music track, and it loops around endlessly. It's easy to get tired of, and... wait a second. Yes? Oh wow. Well, my producer has just informed me that a Halloween update has since released, which increases the grand total of music tracks to a whopping 2. And being just a seasonal update, I doubt this is going to be there forever. I'll circle back to this point later. Because the game is just the bare minimum, the cheap price is justified. Don't go in expecting hours of longevity here, and you'll get tired of it after about an hour. Still, it's easy to return to from time to time, especially if you have a friend to play with. Considering this game has blown up to the proportions it has, as well as the fact Aladdin X took the time to localize it and add a brand new Halloween theme that replaces the watermelon with a jack-o'-lantern, I hope the developer is looking to improve upon Suika Game with an enhanced version. I would certainly be happy to pay a bit more for more features, as the rock-solid puzzle game concept can stand alongside other giants of the genre, such as Tetris, Puyo Puyo, Hexic, and Lumines. There's infinite potential for an enhanced version. After the Halloween theme update, I anticipate there's more themes coming in the future, whether seasonal ones or collaborations with other brands. Some people are already coming up with their own, like this pixelated D-make I saw on Twitter. There's potential for new modes that add challenges, like I don't know, just spitballing here, dropping some stones or bombs in your basket, which can't be fused, forcing you to try new strategies. Countless puzzle games have experimented with twists like this, and it's something I'd love to see in Suika Game. And finally, the audio. I got really tired of Suika Game's one cheery pop backing track, which has no other variation. In addition to adding more variety, I think music could be made more dynamic, as I mentioned earlier. To conclude, Suika Game is a must-own puzzle game for Switch owners, and for its cheap price, it's well worth adding to your collection. Addictive and fun, especially with a friend, you'll find yourself returning to it now and then. While the music may grate on you, and game overs might feel a tad too frustrating at times, it's still one of the best puzzle game concepts we've seen in recent years, if not in over a decade. The fact that this was made by a small independent team and shot to the top of the eShop charts is a testament to how solid that concept is, as well as its cute and euphoric execution. I never would have thought a tiny little game like this would be in the conversation in a year filled with big IP titles like Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Mario. But despite its small scope, it's surprisingly a major highlight of 2023. The more support this game gets, the more likely we are to get an enhanced version. There's still an insane amount of value here for its cheap price, so scrounge around under your couch cushions for a few coins and give Suika Game a shot. So, have you played Suika Game? What did you think? Do you think it's one of the best puzzle game concepts ever? Whatever your thoughts, let me know in a comment down below. While I don't really get that many comments on this channel, the ones I do get I love reading and interacting with, as you guys always have nice and interesting things to say. In this review I mentioned walking around Tokyo, so if that's something you want to see more of, check out my other channel, Open World Japan. And for more game reviews, please subscribe to DPG. So thanks for watching guys, and I'm off to create a watermelon. I'll see you next time.